now?
I mean, I heard you the first time. You
Good
just
job.
love. That's all.
Benji, my guy,
I
that
mean,
dude right there.
so I've been off Dr. Pepper, dog. You
The
know what I'm saying?
barbecue water.
I haven't had one since I've been off the boat, and I can't lie. Although I miss it, you know what I'm saying? I can't lie, man. Like I like the way my belly feel. You know what I'm saying? I ain't protruding out. You know what I'm saying?
What are
Belly.
you talking about?
Dr. Pepper, Benji has this thing where he likes that barbecue water and he can't go without it. And, I get it because, I don't drink soda a lot, but every now and again I get a taste for a soda. And I notice when I do drink soda, like I feel worse. Like health wise, like, energy wise, like it's not a good thing. So I try to stay away from it.
I mean, but
Yeah.
it's tough. So it's on, this new sugar, laying off the sugar because your boy, you know what I'm saying, can get active with some sugar. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah. I don't care for Dr Pepper that much.
As
What?
barbecue water, I don't
Like at
either.
all. Like at all. And even when I was pregnant, it used to like make me nauseous. The smell of Dr Pepper.
See,
You,
they give me
you
they
must
get
you must be like Coke, Sprite, Mountain Dew, or something.
I drink a Coke before I drink a Dr.
I do
Pepper.
a Coke, Pepsi, cherry Pepsi.
All that.
Man, just I don't think about. I'd even do root beer. A good,
I mean, I
you
can
know.
float here. You know what I'm talking about? But
Yeah, the
I
Dr
ain't,
Pepper.
I ain't drinking no battery acid in no Coke. I'm just if Coke can scrub off, you know what I'm saying, some rust. I'm like, yeah, no, dog. I'm good on it.
Well, that's probably what you need. You're a little rusty.
Well, if Coke can scrub off the rust, then the barbecue water is the rust, because that's what it looked like, and that's what it kind of tastes like, a little rusty soda. No, and I'm gonna get flack for that because Dr. Pepper, Big Red, and all that's from Texas. You know what I'm saying? It's a
Yeah,
huge thing in Texas, and people say I'm crazy for not liking Dr. Pepper. But listen, it just ain't never been my favorite. I'm sorry.
yeah.
Man,
I think my dad used to like Big Red. I
I'm all right
think
with Big Red. I'm all right with Big
Big
Red.
Red is good though. Big Red is good.
Big
Yeah,
Red is Big Red is fine.
yeah.
I mean, listen, I love Texas. A lot of great things come from Texas. You know what I'm saying? Of course, it came from.
All right. First of all, hold on. See, when you mute your phones and you mute your systems, and somebody forces a notification through, then they gotta get told don't do that.
Uh-oh.
Anywho,
Yeah. Yeah, but nah, we don't we don't advocate, you know what I'm saying, Dr. Pepper, that's Benji's thing. And we let him rock cuz we all have our differences. And that's cool. He likes to drink barbecue water, and he was talking before the show about putting some Dr. Pepper possibly on some wings or something, and
Yeah,
frying them up or preparing them so it's going to taste like, you know what I'm saying, barbecue wings cuz it's barbecue water.
I'm gonna base them joints in a mason jar. I'm gonna put it in there, and I'm gonna see what it tastes like. Cause I like to be creative with the cooking. So
All right, well, we're going to see. Trish Michelle, how you feeling today?
and I'm good. I mean, I'm busy. I'm
Yes.
stretched thin. I'm stressed. I'm showing up in all the areas that I need to. But man, your girl is drained. I ain't gonna lie. Mentally,
feeling it.
not so much physically. But I guess the mental strain will make you sleepy. That's why I'm literally drinking a coffee right now
Yeah,
because
mentally, emotionally, you got a lot
yeah,
going on. So yeah.
I sure do. So man, okay, I see you over there. I still got homework and stuff to do tonight. So yeah,
Life be life. And but I tell you
man.
one thing though, the great thing about it is I see you got on your Eagles gear.
Oh,
And that's a good thing because the Eagles are playing pretty good. We gonna talk about that when we get to the NFL topics. But yeah, the Eagles look all right. Eagles look all right. I can't hate on them. So you know what I'm saying. They're in our
I
division,
ain't
but
mad at it. When we first did our, I wait till we get there. I wait till we get there. I
yeah,
wait
we
till
gonna get there. We gonna definitely talk about it. So before we get deep into the sports topics, we always like to talk some hot topics every episode before we do sports, before we do our main topic. And there's a few things that I wanted to talk about that I just stumbled across on social media. And I was excited about this first topic because I love to watch this show. Yeah, Bel Air has been renewed for a fourth and final season on Peacock. Now, The fourth part, I'm excited about. The final
Never, yeah,
part,
I've never seen it.
I'm
Never
not.
seen it. I gotta
And
black my.
Listen, you have to see it because
I've never seen.
for those people in the audience, if you've seen, what I'm saying, the show, it's a great show. But if you look at it expecting to see, Fresh Prince of Bel Air, the show, the old school show, no,
Yeah, I heard it. I heard that no, nothing of the sort. But
yeah,
I also heard it's really good.
no,
I
it's
keep
really
forgetting about it.
good, really good. The actors in it are really good. The storyline is really good. Um, some have complained that they didn't like the dark turn that they take on some things that what I'm saying, kind of branch off from the show, from the original show, and the characters are more seen in a dark light. But I mean, when you look at the storyline and you see the episodes, then you realize that it's real life, right? The things that they're experiencing is just it's just life. So, I mean, it just is what it is. But I think, when we look at shows and they revamp things and they bring back stuff, we always want it to be like it was. And did we got to just be honest with ourselves? It's never going to be that,
right.
Yeah.
right?
I
Because a
got
lot
to
of those,
check out what it's on Peacock, right? You said
yeah, it's on
Is that what it's
Peacock.
at?
Yeah, so it's on Peacock. It's a couple of bucks a month, I think, something like that. It's not very expensive, so you can wait till it comes around time for the season to start before you you start getting that
Okay, that's what I
subscription.
like to do. I like to wait because if they're letting it go week by week, then I'm gonna wait and get that subscription at the last week and I'm catch up. But right now, I know during holidays they like to do a lot of their little, free trials and half off or whatever. So if anybody's trying to catch something or trying to catch whatever Netflix and whatever little subscriptions, now's the time.
Yeah,
Cyber Day or Black Friday deals, huh? Yeah, you can get them joints super cheap.
yeah. So I'm excited about that, and another thing that's a big topic on there is support for the family, the friends, and how they support each other and the things that they're going through. And it leads me to the next topic is support from your friends is important, right? Like when you do things, you expect your friends to show up, right? I know I see a lot of Trisha Michelle's posts, and when she's doing things, she has her friends with her all the time, and they're supportive and they're there for her, and that's what we want. But sadly, Two Chains had
Man,
a had a Thanksgiving give back food drive that he did, and he was pretty disappointed on video that none of his friends showed up to support him and his Thanksgiving food drive. Trish Michelle, how would you feel if you had a Thanksgiving food drive, try and do something good for the society, and none of your friends showed up?
now I don't know if they did in contact or if they donated. I don't know what way they didn't show up. If they didn't show up physically but showed up in the background, I don't know what he wanted out of that. So it just depends on if they didn't show up completely, like at all. So in any way, no donations, no nothing. If you didn't show up at all in any way and didn't contact me to tell me something that makes absolute sense as to why you didn't show up, I'm the type to start rethinking about our whole friendship. I'll be sitting here like, how many times I ain't show up? Like, how many times did I show up? Like, I try to make it every okay, got you. Like, and then that's important. It's for an important thing and an unselfish cause. Like, so it kind of that would run deeper for me too. Like, I'd be reevaluating some friends. I ain't even gonna lie.
What about you, Benji? How would you feel about that?
Man, honestly, if they didn't show up, I I'd be like, why these folks, why they didn't show up? I'd get to, questioning, like why didn't they show up or whatever, right? But at the end of the day, I'd be like, who cares? Like, I'm going, the people who I'm going to feed are the need. You get what I'm saying? Like they're the ones who really need what I'm offering. So I'd probably focus more on that.
Yeah, I mean they're gonna get fed regardless, but these friends ain't gonna keep pulling that.
Yeah,
I mean,
and you,
you know how,
You can't have no half-ass friends around though.
I mean, truth be told, most of the times we do have a bunch of them jokers around.
You need to
We
pay attention to
they
their
just be
half-asses.
We just be ignoring them anyway.
Well, I
We
mean,
pay attention to the half-assedness, and we waste no time. They don't belong if they're really half-assed in your life.
Right,
yeah,
right,
they just taking up space because what you don't want to happen is when you really need these people, when you really need the support system around you, and you're anticipating these people on doing those things,
Yeah,
and they not gonna do it, right? I mean,
right,
to me, this is something small. Like Trish Michelle said, though. I mean, I can understand if they didn't show up, but they sent money or they sent turkeys or they sent something in support of,
yeah,
but just not showing up at all, or telling you they're going to show up, because when you have food drives and stuff like that, it's always good for celebrities and people of stature to to kind of show face,
right.
to go to the event, to show they're connecting with the community and things like that. So especially in Atlanta, I've heard that that's they do a lot of stuff
hmm
for the city. So what I'm saying, and I think that's what the expectation was. But unfortunately, that didn't happen, and it didn't happen the way he felt like it should happen. So, um, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's gonna be some smoke coming from that.
Because that would have been my thought. Like, what else is going on? It's Thanksgiving, but I mean, I probably would have been like, you know, eh. But overall, yeah, you can't have a bunch of flaky people around.
communication is key, man. If you ain't communicating nothing,
Right.
then
I,
nothing.
I don't have I don't kick it with a lot of people, so I.
Mm.
So I'm a little different. So I'd be like, yeah, okay,
Look,
well,
like you said, you see me with my support friends and stuff. You ask how many of them suckers got cut off. They ain't there in the videos. Look, they be cut off. Like for real. I went through a whole. They had to go.
Yeah, I think, and I
nice,
think, and I
nice.
and I think it forces us to reevaluate who we call friends, right?
Yeah,
Right,
I think a lot of people classify people as friends and they're just associates. And what I'm saying, you
gotta
don't
recognize.
really find out who your real friends are until you go through something.
right.
And when you
Mm,
go through something and those people start dropping off, not responding, not supporting, then you kind of know where you stand with those people. So, what I'm
I
saying,
mean, let me tell you how many people I know that ain't checked on me that I done checked on.
Right.
So I just ain't said nothing.
yeah. No, it's speaking volumes. Silence
Mhm.
is loud, as they say. The silence is loud.
That is very true. That's true.
Yup. All right. Speaking of supportive, this young man, whew, he got a lot of support, man. And I didn't understand the hoopla behind, Kai Cenat, before this year maybe, because it's primarily younger people, young
Hey,
Right.
folks, as the old folks say, young folks, what I'm saying, that are watching his lives and his streams on Twitch and everything. But with what we do on live, I kind of delved into it a little bit to kind of get an idea of what he does and why he does it, and along with the other streamers that are making a lot of money doing
Yeah.
these streams, man. And what he does is it's not easy. A lot of people
okay.
don't understand being on a live stream and entertaining people, even from the seat that he sits in front of the computer and in his room. That takes a lot to be able to keep someone's attention for hours on end.
And right now he's doing it for a whole month.
Yeah, yeah, and he has some of the most some of the most amazing guests, people that have high stature, come
He
to
should.
his place and chill with him and laugh. He's had Kevin Hart with him a lot.
Let
And
me
when
tell
I
you.
tell you, y'all need to go and watch some of this footage because it is freaking hilarious.
Look,
Right.
I watch Kai. I have for a while. Like I really watch him, his story where he started from, him, struggling, homeless in the shelter with his mom, like trying to, get to where he is now. And then now him being where he is, and when his first time having Kevin Hart on was his most viewed show ever.
Right.
And now Kevin Hart, I love me some Kevin Hart, and the genuineness behind how he really was really, really a part of that like live stream, really was invested, really wanted to help him grow. And after that, like Kai took off. Like, and then now bigger names started coming on, everybody coming on. And then him and they, like the little chemistry between them, including Drewski, those three, just
Right.
is hilarious.
Yeah,
So Like it's freaking hilarious. So if y'all haven't watched any of them, for sure go watch him and Kevin. Like they're hilarious, and he every time he's so excited to be there with Kai. Like I love it. Like I love where he's grown to.
That's pretty crazy because I hadn't heard of him until like recently. I want to say like the last few months or so. His content started to like super pop up on the timeline. I'm like, what is it? You know what I'm saying? Because I was told like a year, I don't mess with Twitch. It ain't this, it ain't that. You get what I'm saying? So to see him do what he's doing on Twitch on a platform that I was, totally oblivious to, it's like, yo, man, like it's dope because it's just him being funny, being genuine, and when you just hilarious like that without without having to do too much, it's hilarious. So I enjoy watching some of the stuff that I recently saw.
I told my son 5-6 years ago to get on Twitch.
Well, I think it's one of those things where Twitch is a streamer's platform, and the biggest thing with Twitch is, again, like Kai does and the other streamers that are really big on there, is you have to keep your audience entertained for hours on end. So we're
Right.
talking about, a full-time job plus some of time that you're spending streaming, whether it's talking, whether it's, talking about different subjects, whether it's playing video games. You got to keep them. You got to keep your stream going. The more you keep your stream going, the more revenue you can generate and things of that nature. So sometimes these guys are on the stream, 22 hours out of a day or something crazy like that, at a time, and then they might take some time off, of course, to sleep and stuff like that, and then they're right back up at it. So it's not easy at all. But I think Kevin really likes being with Kai and those guys because he can be himself. He can be, he can relax. He can just, be silly. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And even though he's an older guy than, than those two, than Drewski and Kai, he's like the OG. You need that dynamic
Like
of
like
little brother, big brother,
yeah, like it
OG.
all just comes up.
Yeah.
But it all just come together.
Yeah.
It's really a vibe. Like them together is hilarious.
Yeah,
Right.
it really is. It really
They
is.
gonna be in a movie soon. Watch.
I hope so. Like I
Yeah,
promise you, I hope so.
that's what they've been pushing. So I've seen a lot of people in the comments of their posts pushing for them to have like they say, a buddy movie where
Right.
they all three do something. So I mean, that'll be pretty funny, man. So shout out to him, man. He doing big things, man.
For
We
sure.
hoping
7,000.
much more.
Commercials, all kind of stuff.
Yeah,
He on it.
yeah, no doubt.
Anybody know what his sub price is? What is he charging? Like $10.99, $5.99, $4.99?
I don't know how that goes. I think you just subscribe, but it's more on like the views and the subscriptions. He gets paid off that. Then they gift, so the gifts and stuff that he gets too as well. But not only does he do that, he takes it from there. He takes that Twitch live stream, edits it, puts it on YouTube to those subscribers, edits that, makes clips, puts it on Instagram and so other social media. Like he's everywhere. So the money's coming in all over the freaking place.
Right.
Yep, and
That's,
like
I saw him close to 1 million subs. So that's pretty crazy.
yeah, and when we say, 1 million, or when we have 600,000-700,000, we're not talking about just people who subscribe and never go back and look at his streams. Like he's had, hundreds of thousands of people on the stream at one time.
Yes,
Right.
live in the stream is
Yes,
where he
live
broke
in
that
the
record.
stream.
In stream.
Yes.
Like just the other day, matter of fact, he just reached 700,000.
Yes.
I think probably right after the Drewski stuff, him, Drewski, and Kev. So yeah.
So
Now I know
yeah.
Kyrie Irving on there.
Mm-hmm.
Kyrie Irving
He
did
had
one.
a lot of stuff.
Like, I'm 32, man. What you calling me Unc for? So I mean, hey, but I mean, hey, shout out to him, man, because putting in that work and putting that content out there, especially in today's time, is a bonus. So if you can blow up from it, I dig it.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, so this next topic is going to be a bit controversial, and we talked about it a little bit in our private chat, what I'm saying, amongst the group. But your boy Sleepy Joe, as they call him, Joe Biden, what this post says is expected to pardon. he already pardoned his son, and his son was, you know, going to be convicted of, you know, several things that are very crazy. But yeah, his son won't be going to jail.
Mm.
So Benji, you sent me some comments on this, man. Talk to me. How you feel about Sleepy Joe doing that?
I, why didn't he do it earlier? What was my first thought. But then I guess on his way out, it's more of a splash. You get what I'm saying? So I get the whole politics behind it. But I would have did the same thing. Like that's the crazy part. We kind of talked about this in our chat just a little bit. For him to do that, and you think about how many his crime bill is what put a lot of African Americans, you know, in jail for drugs, you know, an ounce of weed, you know, stuff like that. It's kind of the tricky part about it. But and my second thought on it is that he put himself in position to be able to dictate laws, whereas most people, you know, they ain't really into politics, they ain't really into laws and stuff like that, so they don't really care. So that was the part that really, the two thoughts that kind of stood out to me. But at the end of the day, man, like I would have did it too, especially if it was my son or if it was my brother, even if it was my uncle, because you know we got some favorite uncles in the pen, or about to go to the pen. So if you can pardon him, I mean that would have been super dope. So
All right, Trisha Michelle, how you feel about it?
I mean, I definitely would have done it. Oh, I'm not even gonna lie. I feel like though, he said because it's happening for Trump. He like, you know what? F that. I'm about to leave. I don't care. I'm about to
right,
pardon my son. Like, F it. Like he just don't care. Middle fingers up. He leaving. He gonna do what he do. It's his son. He gonna hold it down for him, 10 toes down, as he should, as anybody else would. I can't be mad at him, but I do understand everything else that everyone else is talking about. But
right.
Biden don't give two shits about that right now at all. He leaving in about a couple weeks. He don't
Yeah,
care.
yeah, he don't
After
care. And as I always say with these type of situations, if I fart when I leave the room, I don't care who smells it when I leave. I'm out. I'm
He
walking out the
gone.
door still. So in this
okay,
instant, Joe Biden is out. He don't care what kind of stench he left. It's a done deal. You can say what you
I mean,
want. It's a wrap.
if
it's a
you was
wrap.
leaving and you had only a couple weeks to use the last of your resources on things that matter to you
Right.
and your son, like, come on, y'all.
Yeah.
Like, let's keep it real. Let's keep it real.
Yeah, because you got to keep in the context that the president's, you know, position, they're expected to spend their time doing a job for everybody else, right?
Right.
Nothing for them, you know, specifically. So
Mm-hmm.
this is the one time during your presidency that you can really just do stuff for you,
Yeah,
and get away with it, right? So I
yeah.
mean, you know,
Who gonna,
since
who gonna do him something? Like, ain't nobody about to tell him nothing.
who gonna check him, boo? I mean, you know what I'm
Nobody.
saying? Nobody
Out
gonna check him.
doors like you are. So I mean, hey,
I'm not. I get it.
Yeah, I
We
mean, I
get
ain't
it.
gonna lie to you. I think we all, as parents here, I think we all probably would have done the same thing if it was our child. So, you know, I can't hate on Sleepy Joe, man. Do what you do, Sleepy Joe.
man, if I could have pardoned my cousin Philip, trust me, I know he got rest in peace, but man, if I could have pardoned him and got him out of jail a long time ago, and my brother, come on now, yeah, definitely gonna happen.
I only got one person I would do that for. Everybody else, I don't even know anybody else in jail. What I'm talking about? I only know one person.
Well, a lot of these folks out there, and especially the folks in the audience, I'm pretty sure y'all know somebody in jail that y'all were pardon. So, you know what I'm saying? I think we all have at least one person that we probably would definitely pardon.
Y'all got all them free Tito
Yeah,
and all the other little Riley. Y'all know y'all would free him.
I was just about to say, you know what, they'd be like free the homie, you know what I'm saying, free little boondock, free little.
Yeah, but
Folks
if
know some people.
but if Boondock killed 10 people, don't free him.
Like that's what I'm saying though. So like, make sure it's like don't just
There's
go freeing
limits.
everybody. Some
Bro,
tax evasion, some gun charges, okay. Some weed, okay. Some like, but he was out here mass murdering. Keep his sorry ass up in there.
Hollering free Jeffrey Dahmer. Let me grow in there. Like,
Yeah, nah, we don't need him free.
Well, they already freed the booty warrior, so you know what I'm
oh,
saying.
The who?
The
free,
streets is
free,
already already polluted.
Oh Lord.
No polluted no more. We
free
don't need.
Diddy, free Diddy, free Diddy.
All
Oh,
right,
don't get canceled, Benji.
he gonna call you. I like it when you scrambling and scrounging, daddy.
Lord.
Dance,
All
dance,
right, all right. I got a couple questions
hilarious.
that came through when we talked about we put out that we were doing sports topics. So of course we always have questions that you know what I'm saying the audience members submit to us. So we had a couple of questions that we just want to discuss to kick off our sports section of the show for today. These are very interesting questions. So we'll start with Trish Michelle. See if you can answer this for us, and we'll go around and give our thoughts. What if there was no draft in any sport, only free agency? How do you think that would change the landscape of things? Because I want to caveat this by saying that I think the original conversation with this started with the WNBA because since WNBA players I had mentioned, you know what I'm saying, this style of what they were pushing for in the WNBA where they would just be able to, you know, go where they want to go instead of being drafted to a certain team.
I mean, where's the fun in that though for the team? Like for you to choose your all star. Like, when you play in sports, right? And they choose the two captains and you choose your team and the glory and now you like, oh, I want him. Like, I mean, I think there should be a fine mesh of it. Yeah, of course. The free agency should be, how that goes, of course. But I don't know about like just completely doing away with draft and only free agency. Like I like the fine mesh between the two. I like the thought of being able to pick somebody that's they've been watching for a minute, and I don't know, that just kind of gives credibility to the person I've been busting their ass and like top, to have the top people after them. But then at the end of the day, though, I do get you get chosen by somebody you don't even want to go there,
Yeah.
right? So that's the part. Like then you're like, oh, and you got to be happy on TV because you about to go all the way across the United States, like. So I don't know, but that's okay. Okay, so here's my question though: if you got to choose where you want to go, say you chose them, they don't want your ass.
Well, I mean, but that's part of the negotiation, right? Like with free agency, you can go interview with different teams and talk to different teams and
So
see
you
which
just,
teams have a need for you or are interested in you, and then those are the teams that you talk to and that you negotiate with and go from there. So I mean, it's kind of
mm,
already happening because
Right,
the
yeah, no,
draft
I know,
is
yeah, yeah,
yeah, the draft is only a small sample size of
yeah. Those
transactions
invited,
that
yeah, those
actually go
invited,
on.
right,
yeah,
So, I mean, it's not that big of a deal, but the only problem is when you're getting stars, attracting the star players, attracting the better players, they're gonna want to go to certain places. They're gonna
yeah.
be teams that, like, if I'm a basketball player and I'm coming out of college, and no matter how competitive some place like Milwaukee is, I don't know if I want to go to Milwaukee.
Right,
It just
true,
don't seem like a place that a young fella want to go, right?
true, true.
yeah,
So
because
there,
what's out there? No offense to anybody that's from there, but what's out there?
yeah. So it's small market teams that are going to suffer with this type of structure because of the simple fact of people just don't see the draw to going. And if you are financially astute and you're thinking about the financial piece of it, then you're going to have a bunch of players that want to come to places like Texas because there's no state tax.
Right, right,
So they're gonna get a little bit more bang for their buck, and the real estate here, the land here, and stuff like that is cheaper. So there's draws to teams here that other places won't be able to to compete with. On top of that, so
true.
I think that it's a good idea in theory for maybe the WNBA, but the only problem with that is to me they already have a top heavy problem where they have a few teams that are at the top that are constantly the best teams each year,
Hmm.
and that's not going to change. If not, if anything, it's probably going to get worse it's probably going to be just a few teams that are competitive all the time because that's where everybody wants to go.
Well, and usually those top teams are what drive the revenue base. So that's kind of how it is. But for me, it that space kind of smells like the portal in college
Yeah,
football.
a little bit.
So I the one caveat I love it is that the kids do get to dictate kind of where they go instead of the school just sending you a scholarship, so to speak, right? And you got to go to what is it, Marshall or Southern New Hampshire State or Savannah. You get what I'm saying. So with the portal, it might work in the WNBA because they are trying to build the brand up. And, it's trending up, so it might work because the top heavy teams are going to want to drive the revenue and drive everything. But in football, Prime is actually kind of trying to do that. It's sneaky been done before. John did it where he was like, I ain't going there. And he forced his way to Denver. The Mannings kind of did it where they was like, yo, like, I don't want to go to San Diego because you can get a crappy owner. If you got a crappy owner who ain't really trying to promote the team, you don't really want to go there, man. It's like,
ask the Cowboys.
Yeah, you get what I'm saying? I mean, Jerry going to put some
But hold on, pump your brakes on that because if you listen to what Benji said now, he said promote the team. Now, if you're talking about competitive, that's one thing.
Right.
Winning record, that's one thing. But you're talking about brand.
Yeah, he's a brand builder.
You're talking about brand. The Cowboys brand is bar none, top of the line for everything.
Right,
so you're gonna make the most money.
Are they really still America's team?
We didn't give ourselves. I tell people
Yeah,
this all the time.
who gave that to y'all?
We didn't give ourselves that name.
Marketing.
That they've been called the America's team long before Jerry even got there.
Right, Tom Landry days.
Right. So that's not a title that Dallas gave themselves. But here's the thing: if you go anywhere on God's green earth, you're gonna find Cowboys paraphernalia, Cowboys fans. Right. Anywhere, so
it don't matter.
And that's why I tell people,
out of state and nowhere near Dallas, Texas, nothing.
It
and
don't
I'm like,
matter.
how is there Cowboy stuff here?
Yeah, and that's what I'm telling people. Like, that's not something we did. That's marketing. That's the team, right? So that's why there's Dallas Cowboy fans everywhere you go. So that makes them America's team. When you can go to any city in America and find a Cowboy fan there.
I'm gonna have to start taking some stuff off the racks.
and that's part of the crazy part of the free agency, because you do give players the opportunity to be their own brand and go where they want to go. So let's say I don't have to spend my first 6-7 years in Cleveland. I know Braun built like a dope brand, you get what I'm saying? But in Cleveland, like it was crazy.
But that's home though. That's home for him. So
you know
that's a little bit different for him. Yeah, to choose
there, getting, having to go to Cleveland where it's not popular. Let's say he's a Cali kid and he used to sunshine and weather, and then he's got to go to Toronto or go somewhere. So I mean, I can see it working from that standpoint where you give the kids kind of their own leeway. But these owners, man, they like control. So I don't see that ever happening for the NFL.
Well, here's my thing. When I think about that, I think at the end of the day, it's a bad idea because you got kids that are very young when they come out of school. They don't know what they want. They don't know what they need.
Right.
So with
the rookie, they know that are around in these certain
with the rookie contract, you got a chance to earn it. Right. Once you get through your rookie contract, then you have an opportunity to negotiate from there, become a free agent, sign with who you want to, go through that whole process. So you earned it. When you come out of college, you gotta fight your way into a spot. So if we give everybody these opportunities to go where they want to go, some of these dudes ain't gonna cut it because we all seen they're amazing college basketball players, amazing college football players. And they get to the pros and they just don't cut it.
Yeah.
So there's ups and downs to all of it in general. But in my estimation, I'm like Trish Michelle, where I think where it is now is where it should stay. I don't
Yeah,
think that there's no sport that should allow people to just come in and just, arbitrarily decide where they want to go or be able to negotiate right off the bat without going through the draft process.
Well,
yeah.
when you
I think they did good right now.
go ahead, say that again,
And
Patricia.
I think we're in a good place right now where it's
Yeah.
at. So I like where it made it to.
Yep.
The other side of that though is you allow the kid per se to create his brand wherever he is. So I don't necessarily have to depend totally on football or
Well, he
basketball.
well he
Well,
or she can
Shador's
do
doing
that
that.
anyway.
Build your
Yeah,
brand. Look at Shador. Like,
they can do that
Right,
anywhere.
build your
right.
brand.
You could do it from anywhere. You get what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So that part of it I can see, but again, there's other nuances in it. You get what I'm saying? You send a young kid who's from, Cleveland, and now he's in LA where all of the attention is on him. Everybody don't handle that well. So you get what I'm saying? So that,
I mean,
some ups
that's
and downs.
that's a part of everything though.
Yeah, but
Any
I mean, you
like,
talking about a player going from college to professional sports, they're gonna experience that regardless to where they go.
mm-hmm.
Because being a
But it's
pro
level out
is
Cali,
yeah,
bro. Wow.
yeah, being a pro is gonna be totally different off top anyway.
Right.
Right. Places like New York. I mean, I know media exposure is everywhere now with social media and stuff like that. New York and Cali and some of these places, man, the media eats you up.
I
Yeah, I
mean,
think I think New York is by far the worst though, as far as
Yeah.
media. And when you go to New York, people who've been in New York before and you don't live there, the mentality there is just totally different of the people in general. So the media is definitely gonna be, what I'm saying, very ferocious when you are not doing so well.
Mac
yeah.
Beast.
Yep. All right. So the next question up, we had a question about the high school rating system. High school players, they have the 5-star system. Is this system even still valid? Because there are so many guys in the NFL now that are stars
Right.
that, in high school they were no stars, 1 star, 2 star. We and I'll say this, you do have people in high school who are late bloomers, right?
Right.
Who were not that size in high school, who were not that good. They worked, what I'm saying, and got better throughout college and they improved. And then you have some of those guys who are 5 stars, who are the biggest, the strongest, what I'm saying, the best. And when they get to college, the biggest, the strongest, and the best from other schools are now in the same area where they are. And that 5-star don't look so much like a 5-star anymore.
Right. Right.
So, Benji, how do you feel about this 5-star system? Is it even still valid anymore? And also, let me add this too after this. They have so many other news outlets now. It used to be one thing, kind of rivals used to be like the top, given the stars or whatever. Now they have so many other news outlets that give their ratings as well. So I think they kind of watered it down too. But how you feel about the rating system?
I still would like it because ultimately it gives the school something to still kind of reach at. You get what I'm saying? You got to watch tape. You got to do all of those things, right? But let's say if you got a coach, on that, let's say IMG, you got coaches on that side. That coach can easily tell Coach Prime, hey, yo, so-and-so is a 3, but he work hard. He's going to get there. Or, yo, this kid is still a 5. You get what I'm saying? I still think it helps to have the data there. How they perform on the field, again, it can be a different story because, heart and determination, you can't really measure that. But I still think it gives schools, it gives coaches, prospects something to reach for. And we all know there might be a disappointment in it if I get a 5-star and he sucked. But at the end of the day, it's still good, so to speak, for media because, hey, we're going after this 5-star kid in Texas. You get what I'm saying? And trying to bring him to LSU, all of that type of stuff. So I think it still would be cool. It is kind of watered down a bit because, you still got to watch the kid play against some other 5-star talent. But at the end of the day, I still think it's from a business standpoint. I think it still helps.
All right, Trish Michelle, how you feel about that? You on mute.
I'm back. I think it gives like a foundation of interest. So, you can pay attention to this player because of his stats or because his star. But like you said, it's kind of watered down at the same time. Late bloomers. So, like Benji was saying, you got to watch them on the field against other 5 stars, see where they go to. But it creates who you should be paying attention to or try to kind of filter through. And then, but sometimes like you said, the late bloomers might be a 3 right now.
Right.
And so it's still kind of hard to say, but I think it should still be there for some type of context. Because then where do you begin? Like, in teams full of people like to pay attention to as far as players, like where do you start? So it kind of gives you somewhere.
Yeah,
And
and I
it's
think what
a job, right? Can people giving out those 5-star, 4 stars? You get what I'm saying? It's still creating somewhat of a job for scouts and some, of that nature. So there's a little bit of method
I
to the.
don't care about all that though.
Yeah, but here's the thing: they're just people giving their opinion, right?
Right.
Mhm.
Like if they watch a lot of kids and they travel around and see them, that's cool. But sometimes they're wrong because sometimes, just like with the NFL, people fall in love with measurables and not
Right.
Yeah.
dog mentality and not heart, right? So some stuff you can't see on film. Some stuff you can't see at practice, and some stuff you just have to see when the lights come on,
That's
right?
true.
Yep.
It's some guys who are not that great at practice, who don't stick out on film when you look at the footage, but when you actually go and see them play and you actually go and see them coming to the sideline, when you actually see them motivating their team, when you actually
Hmm.
see them, the effort that they're giving out there on the field, play after play after play, that makes a difference. And these people who are giving the ratings a lot of times can't travel all over the place to see these kids, so they're basing their opinions off of footage sometimes.
True.
And just because somebody's 6'5" and 260 at a defensive end, that sounds great coming out of high school, but I've
When you
seen 6'5", 260, what I'm saying, just be, a big lazy kid when he gets to the next level because he hasn't had to work. He's had
right.
everything given to him. He hasn't seen a 6'8", 320-pound left tackle that he's got to go up against until he gets to the campus.
Facts.
So you have guys who are 5-star who just get lost in the sauce when they get to college because, they get exposed. So,
Right.
the system is there and as it should be, like Trish Michelle said, to give you some type of blueprint of kids to watch, but there are always going to be some people who fly under the radar.
Yeah.
Always.
Now,
Everything is flawed.
go ahead. Go ahead, Patricia.
I said everything is flawed. There's gonna be some, you gotta do the work, but I think it creates a sense of laziness too. Like you gotta get out there and go see them. Like go watch them. Go put the work in. Go show up in person. Go like you said, can see their mentality on and off the field and what they do all around versus just tape. Like tape ain't gonna catch everything. Tape just catches those moments. Like it ain't really catching everything. Sometimes they missing the moments on some people tapes.
Well, what people got to understand about tape too is nobody's going to send you bad tape.
Yeah.
no,
I
no,
Right.
mean, right. That's true
nobody's
too.
gonna send you
Like
low lights. They're gonna send
that's
you.
like people
They
tell
Right.
send
you
you
Uh,
highlights. They don't
right.
send you low lights.
And
exactly.
that's what I was going to say. Your scouting department that makes, because at the end of the day, what my scouting department does and who he recommends, if you believe this kid was a 5-star, you scouted him, I can literally point back to you and say, you believed he was a 5-star and we got him on the field. And this kid, there's always a pinpoint. And that's why I think for me, I kind of like that stability that I can always look back and say, hey, you know what? My scouting department said so-and-so was dope. You get what I'm saying? And that's kind of the big thing for me in that spot.
Well, but when kids are 5 stars, what people may not understand if you haven't been around kids like that is these coaches. When you have a 5-star kid, that head coach is gonna go see that kid play in person.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
That's pretty much a
Like
guarantee.
that
At
is your
some point in
job.
time,
You're
that
supposed to.
head coach is
Right.
gonna fly out to wherever that 5-star is and gonna lay eyes on him
I'm going to
and
see him
gonna
play.
meet him, gonna talk to him, probably gonna do a home visit as well. Because of course you want to put a lot of energy and effort into getting that top, that top player.
Right.
You know, same thing with, you know, NBA teams. You know what I'm saying? They got guys that they're looking at. They're sending people to check in on that person to make sure that dude is good, to make sure that young lady, the WNBA or whatever professional league, they got scouts everywhere and they got people checking in on these folks to make sure that they are who they say they are. But again, you never know
True.
what a player truly is until they're placed in the environment that they're going to play in. And some, you know what I'm saying, some rise to the occasion and some fold like wet paper. So
Mhm.
never can tell. But I tell you one thing, when we get to talking about this next set of sports, this guy didn't fold like wet paper, man. And I wanted to put this in the middle of the show so we could talk about this for a little while. So if you're a Colorado hater, close your ears and close your eyes because we're about to talk about the work
Oh,
that this man has done in
oh,
Colorado, and it far beyond him as a person. It's about what he did for those young men, and what he's been able to do playing like that. Like people were saying, he was at Jackson State. He playing daddy ball. He got his boys out there, and he got his son starting at quarterback, who's trash, and all
Yeah.
these negative things that were said at Jackson State. Then he went to Colorado. Oh, he's never gonna win. Oh, he's gonna fail. He's gonna do this. He's gonna do that. A lot of
Mhm.
detractors last year because they had a losing record in year one. It was so much negativity around, you know, Deion Sanders, aka Coach Prime, throughout this whole trek that he's, you know, began when he started coaching in college. Um, and it makes me proud. And I tell people this all the time, man. People like, Big Ken, why you love Colorado so much? I'm not a Colorado fan, right? I'm not a Buffaloes fan. I'm a fan of Coach Dion and what he's doing because they are
right,
from the Dallas area. They have done so much around here in the Dallas community. His sons are from Dallas. They played around here, so he's part of the Dallas fabric to me.
right,
And I have worked with him and people around him. So like I have a vested interest in that from a lot of different aspects. So yeah, I want to see them be successful, right?
right,
So I'm not a bandwagon fan per se because I'm not a Colorado fan, and I'm not gonna be 20 years from now. You look up, I'm wearing Colorado gear and all this stuff. Nah,
I
but
do want jersey. Them jerseys is fire though.
I
Uniforms.
am gonna always support Coach Prime Dion because I believe in what he's doing and the way
Yeah.
he's doing it, and he's being nothing but who he is. So, Trisha
Yeah.
Michelle, how do you feel about what you've seen so far from Coach Prime and what he's been able to do at Colorado?
Hey, you know what? I'm just glad that he's having the type of season that he's having right now because of all the hate, of all the just negativity that was placed around him, and how many people wanted him to fail, and how many people laughed at his last season and just, trying to create a mockery of what he was trying to do there. And for him to come out and not only turn the whole season upside down into something amazing, on top of that, the way he's showing up for not just his boys, the other boys on the team in other ways that coaches don't even show up for. Like, he's really, honestly, if you watch the movie All American, I mean the show All American and stuff, and like the type of relationship he has with the boys on the team, it reminds you of like how much more he is invested with his players. And so I love it. I love what he's doing. I'm definitely a fan. I mean, I'm always a fan of Prime, but into where he is now, what he's doing. But not a Colorado fan, but I'm a fan of, like you said, of, I'm just a fan of that story and what's happening there and what's going on. So I'm excited. I love watching it. I love seeing him do good, and black coach doing his thing, and I'm here for it.
Facts,
Dig
facts.
it.
Benji Banks, the man, the brand. How you feel about this, man? How you feel about Colorado and Coach Prime?
Now I had them this year. I had them winning 8 to 9 games. So I saw their schedule and I was like, yeah, they should be able to handle that schedule, right? So, but for the most part, I think what him being allowed to be himself, I think is the dopest part of it
Yeah.
all. He can do his shades thing. He can put out his shoes. He can put out his brand. He can coach his boys. He can mentor young kids. He can operate in the portal. Like that to me, watching a brother have that type of freedom at
Yeah.
a college university, that to me is like gold because I'm in that entrepreneur, that type of space. Like I love the freedom of it. And the fact that he took less money, so to speak, compared to what, a typical NFL coach would get for his success, and he bet on himself is like, man, it just screams like bet on yourself all the time, and which he's always done. Even when he was a Niner fan, he was like, I'm
Absolutely.
gonna go there, I'm gonna win me a championship, we're gonna win there. And they
Mm,
they talking about how he was so relaxed and chill at the Super Bowl when they was about to play San Diego. And he's just chill, and Jerry Rice and everybody else is like, we gotta be serious. He's like, man, these boys ain't finna do nothing to us. We're gonna blow these boys out and we're gonna be ready to party when this is all over. You get what I'm saying? Like just him being himself and winning being himself to me is like top notch, just
yeah, I agree.
crazy. His new class he got coming in, man. He gonna be in the top 10 next year in the college football for sure.
Well, that's if they
I
all
mean,
show up
Yeah,
with the
well,
way
that's it.
things go now. It's a lot of
yeah,
players that commit, but they actually got to show up on campus. So, like
Right,
I said, when it comes to that type of stuff, I don't count my eggs until they hatch. You know what I'm
right.
saying? Because these kids will flip their commitments in a heartbeat. You know what I'm saying?
That
Especially now with NIL money involved. So,
yes,
but yeah, they do have a lot of great kids coming. He showed up with Louis bags, and he's got more Louis bags coming. So I don't think there's going to be a fall off. If anything, they're going to be super competitive every year because these kids understand now more than ever. Branding is huge part of what they do, and that Colorado brand is the hottest brand in college right now.
if I'm not mistaken, I think their presence went up. What was it? 50% of African American kids have started to go there, and it's like 2 point something million. Like it's just jumping off the charts. It's like crazy.
merchandise sales 505%. Good Lord.
Yeah,
Right.
see these
Eh,
numbers.
10,
These
10
numbers
plus
show
million.
show
Whew.
crazy growth across the board, and this is the prime effect. This is what he did, and let me tell you all something, man. If you don't understand anything about Deion Sanders, is he is a winner. If you
Yes.
look at this guy's whole life, he's been winning at every level his whole life. He's been the best player on the field at points. He's been part of the best teams. He's won at all levels, and everything he does, he's successful.
Right.
So I would never count him out of anything
Yeah,
because he's going to find a way to succeed at any level, anywhere you put him, he's going to be successful. I believe that. I truly
I
believe that.
agree.
Now I gotta say this too because I was looking at some ranch style property and some homes up there. Yeah, you might see me up there one of these years too because them acres up there is looking pretty nice.
I just want to go for the snow one good time. I couldn't for life.
Well, no, not for life. You just because it snows. When it snow up there, and they don't
It's
have
pretty. It's beautiful.
yes, and they don't have AC up there. Just as an FYI,
I mean, there's no need.
there's no need. Yeah, the
Yeah.
pipes can even sustain with all the cold, but the farmland property and the acres and stuff like that, and some of the places up there, man, it's lovely. So
The snow is beautiful to look at, but it's not beautiful to drive in. I'm pretty sure.
the fact.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Months,
No.
So, but
2 months, Colorado, and 2 3 months in Texas. That's not a bad trade off.
yeah, but the crazy thing is too, this is part of the thing is he has his sons there, and his son Shador is the starting quarterback and has played amazing these
Yeah,
past couple of years and actually won the best quarterback in college football this year.
right.
Mm,
All the detractors that talked about the negative things about him, and he keeps coming out every game and what I'm saying, flinging the ball around. with accuracy. And I tell people there's a difference when you talk about a quarterback having talent and a quarterback having arm talent. You got a lot of quarterbacks that can play the game, but you got some that just have a special ability to make throws. And you
Yeah,
can tell with the throws that Shador makes, those are pro style throws
Yeah,
that he's able to make. So I think he's still going to be successful at the next level. And of course, Travis. Travis is an alien, right?
yeah.
absolutely.
Travis is something that we have seen a little bit of, but not to this extent of him being able to play as many snaps as he
Yeah,
plays at the level that he plays and with the success rate that he has and no fall off. Every game, this guy is out there competing and playing at such a high level. If he's not the number one draft pick, somebody's smoking.
Man, all I know is that look, invest in every single type of rejuvenating therapy body. Like that body is getting beat on both ways. So he needs to make sure when he's not playing, like he's keeping that body up. Whatever LeBron doing, whatever all the like, keep that body healthy. Like
he,
because he
you know,
getting double the beat down.
he got To. He had To there in Colorado, so I know for a fact he got some of those great tips from them ballers. But I mean, I don't know if doing it in the NFL is even smart though, because you're going to
Look,
get position.
Well, I
I wonder how. I
I mean,
wonder.
they still got to compensate for the fact that they can use them both ways.
Right, you get what I'm saying? So
well to me,
get
this
paid as a wide receiver. Which one? Okay, Ken, let me ask you this question. You draft a Travis Hunter, right?
mm,
With what receivers are making, for example, Brandon Ayuk just got paid like 140 million, right? As just a wide receiver, right? Which one are you doing? Are you paying Travis Hunter cornerback money or are you paying him wide receiver money? Because you
you
only can pick one.
you can't put him in a category. First of all, when he comes into the league, of course, rookie contract, so that's not going to
Yeah,
even
I'm like
matter.
Ricky's gonna.
Right,
Then once he plays through that, he's an anomaly. You can't
Yeah.
put him in a category. You have to pay him his worth, right? And
Mm-hmm.
to me, the smart thing would be to put him as a starting defensive back in the league, and similar to what they did with Dion, similar to what they did with Charles Woodson at points, and other guys who played cornerback who were athletes. Let him have some snaps on the other side of the ball, but he's not going to be your primary guy on the other, on offensive end, right? He's going to be your shutdown corner because to me, having a shutdown corner is more valuable than him playing on the offensive side, right? Because
Yeah.
he's a great player on offense, but I think his value is higher on the defensive end to me
right,
with his ball skills because you got guys in the league and wide receivers that can run and catch a ball, right?
right,
Period. But on the defensive side, when you got a cornerback that can shut down
right.
and also he's a ball hawk on top of that, that's far more valuable to get those be able to get those turnovers on the other side and possibly pick sixes. You know what I'm saying? Because his
Yeah.
ball skills and then his skills, his ability to run after the catch. Right. So like his value is gonna be on the defensive side of the ball
He's just
to me.
deadly. Man,
Yeah.
I love it.
It's gonna be interesting because I see why Prime is like, we want to put him in the best possible position, the best possible team, because these owners, man, they be trying to finesse for real.
Yeah, I got a question for you all though. With the bowl games coming up, they haven't selected which bowl game that Colorado will be playing in. They just got the news a couple of days ago that they didn't make the Big 12 championship game, which is not a big deal. This is their second year there, so I'm pretty sure that they will be there in the next year or so. But the question is, should Shador and Travis play in a bowl game? Because this has come up tons of times where you had high value or high draft pick guys that go and play in a bowl game, and a couple of times those guys have been injured severely in a bowl game. So is it even worth it for them to play in a bowl game? Trish Michelle, if you're, what I'm saying, around the camp or you're Dion, are you gonna play Shador and Travis, or do you say, hey, y'all already top five draft picks, go ahead and sit down somewhere?
that's tough because this gonna be if so, it will be their first time, first and only, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
But maybe they can play like 2 snaps and then go sit down. Because they for sure would have to sit down. We don't want no injury,
But see,
but like
that's the hard part. Like
That's the
you
hard
play
it,
two
part.
the two
snaps, but
snaps could be it.
one snap could be one snap. You know what I'm
That one
saying?
snap, I know, I don't know, man. Like you take, but at the end of the day, though, so I think honestly, if I'm thinking about it, they have a whole career of all kind of new first times that's coming towards them that could end off of just playing this one first time and this your last time or whatever, you know. So I would sit them out. I would sit them out.
All right, Benji. So how you feel about it?
No, I gotta play. I gotta play him, and the reason I gotta play him is because I don't even want the thought of them thinking injury. I know you got to protect your players, but Bill Parcells said it best. If you're thinking about getting injured at playing football, you're in the wrong sport. And also, if you're thinking about retiring, you already retired. You might as well just go and retire. For me, I got to play them because, first off, they are setting the precedent for what Colorado has become and what it's going to be. So you have to establish like some, some bravado or whatever, so to speak, right? And I would play them. Now, who they play, you might not need to play them all game because they might go in there and mollywop or BYU or whoever they decide to play. It depends on who they're going to play, but I would play them too because at the end of the day, you got to remember Travis Hunter plays 100 and some snaps anyway. Like he ain't really tripping off getting hurt. And if he did get hurt, you're sitting him out anyway. And then by the time the draft comes, whatever's going on, you know what I mean? Like they're gonna have time, to kind of deal with whatever they're gonna deal with as if they get injured. But I wouldn't even want to put the idea out there for my team. I'm not gonna play Shador because I think he's gonna get hurt. I don't even want to interject that into their thought process. So I definitely will be playing them.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think that's tough, man. I mean, I think ultimately I would, if I'm Coach Prime, yeah, I want my guys to play because we want to compete, we want to win, and
Right.
this will be their first bowl game and their last bowl game. Um, but I guess you would have to lean on the old adages. We play to win the game.
Right.
So line it up and pray before the game. Ask God to protect you and go out there and ball. And
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying, and end your college career out with a bang. So,
I mean,
you
and
know,
that's true. Because
I
I
want
would hate
I want to
this
see who
have
they
a sorry ass game because we kept everybody out. So that's
right.
another thing. Like we didn't, not competing. The rest of the team is gonna be, the ones that stand, the ones that, whatever. Like they like, dang, we could have won had y'all not been, focused on just yourself. Because technically, you worried about yourself, and
Right.
then that kind of creates a
Other
little.
other players got to go out there and play too. They got that kid Seaton. He's a freshman. The tackle. He's a baller. They got other wide receivers and other players that are expected to actually be drafted in the NFL. So I mean, I get it, and I get what he's trying to establish. So, but at the end of the day, man, like it's football. Man. Like I mean, you can't really protect yourself from
I mean,
injury in
at the
football.
end of the day, if that's true, you wouldn't play any snaps in the NFL because you worried about getting hurt.
Yeah, it's
You
like
have any game.
it's football, man. Like you could go out there and rupture your Achilles like Aaron Rodgers did on a drop back. You get what I'm
You gotta
saying?
play every game like it's your last. I know, because that was definitely
And plus, this is the crazy part too about it is NIL deals make it to where you don't necessarily have to be so gung ho. I know the goal is to go pro. Yeah, well, I want to see you go pro for sure. But I mean, he already getting $6-7 million. You get what I'm saying? So he ain't really tripping off no bread. You get what I'm saying? So it's
it's not even about the bread to me
yeah.
though. I
right,
mean, these
not
guys have worked hard their whole lives with the
right,
goal of making it to the NFL. and you don't put in all this hard work to, you know what I'm saying, to take a risk at the end. So I get when I hear a lot of the sportscasters saying that, you know what I'm saying, like it's a meaningless game, because for a lot of people, and on a lot of levels it is meaningless, right? You win the bowl, you get the ring. It's not the playoffs. If it was the college playoffs, then yeah, you in the 12 college playoff bracket, all right, yeah, you got to play, because at this point you playing for all the marbles.
Yeah.
But like, you're just playing for a bowl game and to get a ring and really nothing else other than just to say you did it. And it's basically a glorified participation, because there are something like 100 and some bowl games now. It's not like back in the day where there was like just a handful of bowl games. Now
Yeah.
everybody's got a bowl game. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Marvin's juke joint from down the street got a bowl game. So so it's not like it used to be. So I mean,
Right.
I think that because of that, I'm kind of in between, man, because I would hate to see one of them go out there and play and get injured. But
Oh,
it's a it's a risk, and I'm pretty sure at the end of the day that Dion and the people around them are gonna do what's best for both guys. So,
Right. Right.
all right. But staying in the college football lane, I want to talk about flag planting, right? Because that's becoming a big thing in college football, where they take the flag at the end of the game and claim the territory because you came into the opponent's, you know what I'm saying, stadium and won the game. So this came up again this week when Texas played Texas A&M, which is a big, huge rivalry game here in Texas,
Right.
and they hadn't played each other in a pretty good while. So at the end of the game, Texas, one of the Texas players takes the flag, goes and they try to stand on the Texas A&M logo, and Coach Sark says, "Nope, we're not doing that," because earlier in the season when Texas beat Michigan, one of Texas players took the flag and tried to plant it on the field, and I think this happened in a couple of other games. So this is becoming a
Yeah.
thing,
Ohio
right?
State
Yeah,
happened.
so this is becoming a thing. Yeah, Ohio State Michigan game, and they had a big brawl because of that.
Right.
So, you
yeah.
know, how do you all feel about that? Like, is it a big deal? Because when I saw the comments from Coach Sark was like, "Man, we got to win with class. We can't do this." Because again, this happened to him earlier this year. He wasn't happy about that, so he made sure he didn't have a repeat. But Baker Mayfield said,
Right.
let them do it. OU Texas does it every time they play. It's
Right.
nothing special. Let the guys, do what they do. So, Trisha Michelle, how do you feel about the flag planting? Is it something that should be allowed, or is it something that should be done away with?
Man, they keep doing away with so much stuff. Like, I feel like now, yes, you lost, granted. So you're mad, you're upset. Yeah, your blood is boiling, and somebody come and put a flag in the middle of your field. Hey, they came like they do in video games. We putting our stuff up, letting it be known we took over here. I'm not mad about it. Like, you lost. It's, to me, the competitiveness, like the little shit talk, the little, I mean, didn't they still go post on I was from some other school, and didn't they take somebody's statue and they just stole somebody's mascot? I think
Right.
it's funny. But I mean, where's the fun in it for them? Like, before they do get into a world where it is way much more serious, and to where they can't do stuff like this, and they're fined for certain things. And I know people believe like, well, they should start acting like that now. Let them continue to be kids still. Let them have fun still. Let them finish that part and get it out before you do get them doing stupid stuff in the NFL. Let them get it out. Let them have fun. Let them put the flags down. But I know these are the fans too. Like, just let everybody have fun. Where's the fun in it? I'm here for it. I think it's funny as heck.
All right. Well, I'm gonna tell you like this. I I didn't have a huge problem with it, but I had to think about it, right? So, it's basically taunting after the game.
Mm-hmm.
That's basically what it boils down to. And it's similar to this year where we've been seeing this rash of youth football teams with BTA gesture, belt to ass. And they walk across after the game, shake the opponent's hand, and one of the players has a belt because they beat the team so bad. So he just pops the players. He's not swinging it hard, just, with a belt. Yeah, we whooped y'all. We whooped y'all. That's taunting as well, right?
That
So
is touching somebody they shouldn't be touching.
Well, but I mean, but the problem is with the flag planting, the other team, they're these emotional young men, they just lost the game, and you're trying to show out on their field in front of their fans. That's disrespectful to them, so they're going to defend their house. So
I mean,
like you
yeah,
said, it's part of the competitive nature. Don't
Right.
let these guys come in here and disrespect my house. So they're gonna try to defend their house too. So within right, because that's their field. So you're not gonna let somebody come in and take over your land. So
right.
it's gonna continue to have those brawls and those fights and those things like that. I mean, there's no way to change that. It's just gonna happen. So to
Now,
me, you got to stop the flag planting, because if you continue to allow it, other kids who are not even doing it are gonna see it, and these kids are copycats. They're gonna
right.
start trying to do that same stuff, and then it's gonna become bigger and bigger, and it's gonna become an issue.
They're just gonna
Well,
turn it into something else.
I think they're trying to make the kids more professional since they are, getting officially paid now, so to speak. But I mean, I stand like I would with Cam Newton when he used to do the chess thing, Superman. Stop me if you don't want me to do it.
Well, that's different though. That's
I
scoring a
mean,
touchdown. Like I
Yeah,
think I think the celebration, as long as I'm not in your face doing it, if I'm just doing it to my crowd or to the crowd or something, that's different to me than actually doing something directly taunting you,
but
right?
that's like then we would stop Angel Reese when she like, yo, like
I mean, I know they want these. They're still kids. I know they want to, be a little bit more professional.
I
I
don't
get.
even I don't even say they're kids, bro. If you're a competitor and you're in the
Mhm.
NBA, you're in the NFL, if somebody gets in your face and does something and you're already emotionally charged as a human being, a lot of us are gonna lash out. Period.
I
I
agree.
mean,
This
but
is where
where's the self-control?
you're getting.
Nah, you can't. I
You
tell people this all
I'm
the
not holding
time.
off and stalking everybody just because somebody beat me and
Well, but
they
I tell,
taunted me.
And
but
it's you're
But I
being.
hold on. But I
You
tell
have
people this
to
all the time. If you
be.
play football before, you can't turn that off, right? If I'm
I
in kill mode while I'm on the field, I'm a different person than when I am on the streets,
off on the side, right?
right? So if
Yeah.
I'm in kill mode and I'm in that mindset and you're taunting me and you're in my face, I'm gonna react differently than I would probably on the street. I have some self control. On the football field, it's a little bit different, and again, you're talking about young people. You're not talking about 40, 50-year-old guys who still will react that way, but you're talking about kids who are still learning. So we can't expect them to have such high self-control when we don't even have it as fully grown adults, right?
I that,
Go
but
ahead.
And
but even at this point now, I would keep stressing this point is now. Remember this: you are now not so much as an amateur anymore. You're getting paid for this now. So there has to be an adjustment on your part if this happens, if such and such happens, if so and so slaps you or so and so spits in your face,
Well,
whatever
you're
it may.
you're talking about guys that got NIL deals. Not all these players got NIL deals, so don't let's make sure we let the audience know that. Just because he's a college football player at the D1 level, it does not mean that these kids got NIL deals. Not all of them do.
yeah, they
So
ain't
But I,
some
going
of
to
these
everybody.
dudes don't.
that I agree with, but still in the grand scheme of college football now, it's no more, it's not so much as it's all amateur sports anymore, though. That's kind of where they're leaning to, right? That you want to be paid, so to speak, or you want, to be paid for what you do. You want your brand, you want this, because I'm big on the freedom aspect of it all, right? Like with that freedom, you got to have some self-control. I don't care if you're 18, 19, 20, or 21. And if you're willing to operate in this space, this comes with the territory. And I think that that's part of what college football is going to have to teach.
Were
Uh,
you under control at 18 and 19, Benji?
I wasn't.
Okay,
No.
then that's
But
what
Okay,
I'm
so here's
telling
here's
you.
my thing
That's
then.
what I'm
but
saying.
Here's what I think.
but I also wasn't being paid handsomely to a degree
You still
for
wouldn't have been under. You still wouldn't
But
have.
that's what I'm saying. Like
So
you,
here's my thing. Here's my thing.
right.
So here's the thing. You could take away the flag planting. They're gonna find something else to do. They're gonna find something else disrespectful to do. So here's the thing. As a school, as staff, as coaches, y'all do a better job of getting y'all teams off when it's over with. Everybody out, everybody clear, everybody like get everybody out of there then too. Because there's a lot of hanging around, mucking about, and doing extras where somebody had the time to have a flag to get out there to do so.
Somebody
So
flag.
handle it better out there as well as the staff if you know that this is what they like to do. So I
Right.
think there should be some type of thing on both sides. Okay, take that away. Yes, make it where they can't do that. Okay, they're gonna find something else to do. They will, and you'll be looking for something else to stop eventually because taunting, talking mess, all of that. That's what it is. That's the nature. You're gonna be trying to stop something else. So at the end of the day, staff, coaches, and everyone else that's on the field, security, whoever, do a better job too because they
Now,
are young kids and they're gonna react. They're gonna do stupid shit.
true, true. Now, Ken, this is kind of because the goalpost thing where fans come in, pull the goalpost. Like there's all of these types of things. You get what I'm
Did y'all
saying?
watch the video of the goalposts?
Huh?
Flowed
Have
through
you
the
ever
whole
watched?
city. They
Oh
took it
my
out the
god!
stadium. It
Right.
was going through the whole city.
So you know that there's these moments. That's what college football is. It's like you go to a college basketball game. It's more rowdy. It's more rambunctious than a typical NBA game, right? So that's what college football is. Like it's these moments. You don't see it being done in the NFL. T.O. tried to do it, and you see on the Dallas Star, and you see how that went. You
But
get what I'm
that's what I'm
saying?
saying. That's just like somebody coming in your house, standing in your kitchen, putting their balls on your counter. It's not gonna work, bruh.
Somebody gonna be missing some fucking
Man,
It's
balls.
not gonna work.
Somebody gonna be
put
missing.
your balls on my counter. We got
Like
to.
Yo,
it's not gonna go over well. It's not gonna
like
go over well. I don't care how you put it.
I don't like that example.
I don't care if I don't care if the
Facts,
balls
facts.
hairy or not hairy. You ain't gonna allow it because somebody got their balls out in your kitchen, right? Like, no, it don't matter, right?
No,
Like,
yeah.
but
I
like you
mean,
said, the kids are gonna do stuff. People are gonna react. They're human. They got emotions.
Right.
Emotions gonna run high in sports. True enough, but I think there are certain things that can be eliminated. Like, take the flag away. If you have the flag around during halftime or when they score touchdowns, they're running with the flag. All right, when the game's over, that stuff needs to go away
Now they
so that
did.
they can't grab that stuff.
Now OU and
yeah.
Michigan did get fined like $100,000. But what's $100,000 to that big old huge organization?
Well, on top of that, and you're not finding the kid, you're finding the school.
Don't,
So
Yeah,
the
so
kid don't
that
get
doesn't stop the
penalized.
behavior.
really.
Yeah, that don't stop the behavior.
Yeah. So
No.
it's gonna be interesting to see how they do it. I mean I understand why Sark did it, but I mean he didn't want no drama popping off. You get what I'm saying? Trying to calm everything down. But I mean.
It still does.
I stand with Patricia's earlier comment. Don't
It's
take
fun. It
all
still
the
was
fun
fun.
out of college football. I think it's still fun. I think
Well,
It's
I
it
fun.
think
can
They
there
just
are
need to find a
ways.
way to.
fun.
They need to find a better way to manage it.
Yeah, I think there are ways to allow the kids to do whatever they need to do to express themselves, but it's a way you can do things without being disrespectful. And the coaches need to express that to both teams throughout the week of practice, especially when you're playing rivalry games.
Rivalry games.
This is a rivalry game, so emotions is going to be at a fever pitch. You need to address this multiple times, and then on game day, and then at halftime. So then at the end of the game, they understand if you do these things, if you break these rules, if you go beyond this point, you're gonna have to deal with A, B, and C afterward.
Yeah.
To an extent, I think the whole gesture is meant to be disrespectful.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm
Oh,
saying. Like,
Absolutely.
it's hell. Yeah, for the next year, bragging rights. So I mean,
yeah.
hey,
So I mean, a lot of those rivalry games, like they have trophies and things like that, and that's
right.
cool, right? Now, I'm all for that, but staking claim to somebody else's house is never going to go over well. Period.
That's like taking your girl, filleting your girl, man. That ain't
I mean, it just depends on if you know she for the streets or not. You know what I'm saying? You might he or she, you know what I'm saying, it might be, you know what I'm saying, the young lady, her dude get taken. If she know he for the street, she might not be as mad because she already know what she was getting into before she went there. So
she handing them the flag like, here.
hey,
Got you passing the flag.
what the old folks say, how you get them is how you lose them.
Sure.
Got
You find him in the streets, he going back. You
back
find
to
her
the,
in the streets, she going back.
you go back to
It's only a matter of time.
that is a fact.
You can't turn a pro into, well, never mind. Anyway, yeah.
It's all right, we know where you're going. We know where you're going.
Yeah. All right, so we're gonna transition a little bit, talk a little college basketball just for a second. I know a lot of y'all probably don't watch college basketball yet because most people don't watch college basketball until tournament time,
Mm-hmm.
right? But there are three names right now that you should know in college
Cooper.
basketball, right? In the men's side is Cooper Flag. Cooper Flag is probably going to be the number one draft pick, albeit Gilbert Arenas doesn't think so. According to his comments on Gil's Arena, he didn't see a star player. He saw a four guy, a stretch four, who's gonna be able to be in the league and who's gonna be a nice second or third option, not a first option, not a bona fide star. So when he said that, I couldn't agree. I mean, I couldn't disagree because what I saw from Cooper Flag is great, but it doesn't scream star player to me
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
at the next level, right?
At the, right.
Yeah. Okay.
As a college player right now, Duke, you know, hey, we've seen players like Tyler Hansborough from North Carolina years ago be a
All that.
monster in college and then get to the NFL and just be a role player. So,
Okay. Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know, it just depends. And with the way the game is played now, that's the difference maker. But Cooper Flag does have some intangibles that make him have the ability to be a star, but it just depends on his mentality and if he can, you know, hone some other skills along the way. Is he a one and done guy?
It's part of that, Ken, because I don't want to go to Washington. So why would I?
I don't think so. I think it's just his game in general. I think, you know, Gilbert has been watching him, you know, through like a lot of us. We watched him in high school. You watched him Team USA a little bit when he got a chance to play a little bit there.
Like he
And
was
then,
balling Team USA. He was giving the boys some problems.
well, yeah, but you got more of a freestyle play when
Yeah.
he was running with them versus
Right.
more structured in the NBA. And then again, you're playing against guys who might be, you know, undersized for their position and things like this. But when you get in the actual league night after night after night, 82 games plus a year, that's a different grind, man. That's
It
a
is.
different grind. So, you know,
Let me ask you this though. You're a top 3 pick, let's just say top 2 pick. And the Washington Wizards got the number 1 pick. And you know you want to come out, but you don't want to go to Washington. What are you doing as a collegiate player? To kind of, are you avoiding trying to be the number 1 pick, or what are you trying to do? What's your thought process?
Why would you ever do so? Like
I'm balling.
You ball,
I mean,
like, because no matter what, you might go there and you don't know what your future holds and who's still looking and who's still watching. Like you don't dumb yourself down for nothing.
Hey,
Like,
folks
hey,
get traded.
just
Folks
'cause
get
you wanna
traded on
be-
draft night every year. Folks get
Yeah,
traded
like-
on draft night every year. So I'm balling. I'm competing.
Absolutely.
I'm doing what I've been doing. I'm being what I've trained to do, and I'm going
No matter
out
where
here.
I'm at.
Facts. And let the chips fall where they may. I'll make it work.
Absolutely.
Man, Washington though, dog.
It's a pro basketball team. They pay money just like everybody
He's
else.
still gonna get paid. He's gonna play.
I'm a ball.
He'll get to do what he loves.
I'm a
and
ball.
Who knows where his career gonna go from there?
Facts.
So
That's a
get in
fact.
there, get it done.
That's a fact.
The Wizards though, dog.
Block your blessings if you want to.
That's a fact. I'm going to compete. I don't care who picks me.
If I could be a Jason Tatum and fly under the radar and go 3rd instead of 1 and 2, and not go to Philly and not go to or the other team, I forgot well, the Lakers were like the 2 team, but yeah, this whatever. But if I could be a Jason Tatum and fall to 3 and go to a better organization, or I can be a Zion and go to the New Orleans Pelicans.
But I don't think I
It's
don't think I
I,
don't think Tatum did that on purpose.
Yeah, I was
I,
about to say,
no,
I
no,
don't
no.
think he
Tatum is
flew
a
under the
great
radar on
player.
purpose. I think he flew under the radar
Yeah,
because he
Tatum is
was
a
Right,
great player, but he didn't at Duke. He didn't have that. Oh my God, this guy is
yeah, he wasn't
amazing
there
type
yet.
of talent. He was just a solid player.
right,
So that's a difference with some of these guys. They just have extraordinary talent,
right,
and you're drafting that talent because you know that that guy still has an upside to him. He can grow more. Where some of these guys, like Jason Tatum, what you saw in college is what you see now,
right.
right? He didn't
Hmm.
change too much. He didn't add too much to his game. He was pretty much a finished product. Where some of these guys are really raw, they just really talented and more one and done type of guys, and you already know that there's going to be some things that you're going to have to work with them on. So going to a bad team for some of these guys isn't bad because they need to play time. They need to play right away. They don't need to sit behind somebody to get better. Like they need to play
Right.
immediately.
Rebuilding
So
the franchise and make it your own franchise.
yeah,
Make it, who knows?
Washington. Oh my
yeah.
God.
But on
Washington
the on
is
the
it the
women's side,
is
on the
it the
women
Oh yeah, who we got on the women's side?
we got Paige and Juju. Remember those
Oh
two
yeah,
names,
Juju Page.
Paige
Yep.
and Juju. A lot of
Juju?
people know Juju, but
Page too.
Paige is a
Okay.
monster.
Absolute monster.
Right. And there's a lot of other names in the women's basketball. And to be quite honest with you, I'm willing to bet that again this year the women's tournament in basketball is going to be more exciting than the men's.
Men's tournament. Yeah.
Hey, it has been an A.
I'm just telling you. So be aware and listen for those names because these young people is Cooper Flag and you got Paige and you
Yeah.
got Juju. So remember those faces, remember those names, and be looking out for those young people because they gonna be balling. I'm telling
Yeah.
you right now. Must see TV.
Juju a ball. Juju a beast.
I mean,
All
Paige
right.
too.
Paige is a monster.
Man.
Like she's a monster. So to me, with that Paige and Juju type of matchup, you got Caitlin Clark and you got Angel Reese kind of energy. You know what I'm
Hmm.
Right.
saying? So I think,
Yeah.
and they got some other young ladies again
There's
who are
yeah,
great.
there's still some more. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to it. So, but yeah. All right. So we're gonna transition now to the NBA, and we're not gonna talk about all the NBA. We got some interesting things to talk about, but the biggest thing that's been talked about in the NBA thus far is not even the game. It's been Bronny and LeBron playing on the court for the first time. In history of the game, they got father son playing together on the same team on the court at the same time. Now, was it lackluster? Yes, it was
Yeah.
very lackluster because
Not media wise though. It was huge.
yeah, I think it was still a letdown
Uh,
I think
because there
all it
was
was that big moment, the little and
yeah,
after that it was
just
yeah,
give
once
me
it
my
was done,
money, yeah, and then it was
yeah.
like over because it was like because after that Bronny didn't do nothing newsworthy. He didn't make a great play.
He didn't make a
Uh,
shot till like games later. Like,
so and people were upset with me when I told them before he even set foot on the floor. I said Bronny is D League bound, and
we talked about it.
he should be D League bound because he has much development to do.
got a
And
lot of work.
people were pissed off at me saying you hating on LeBron, you hating on his legacy, you're a Jordan guy, whatever. I'm a LeBron fan too, but I'm a realist. Like I
Yeah,
watched Bronny play from ninth grade all the way through high school. I watched some of the USC games that he was able to play after he came back. I just didn't see enough to warrant a one and done guy, right?
I I agree.
When you see these guys are one and done, these guys are shooting stars. These guys are extraordinary talents. And does he have talent? Yes. Does he have extraordinary talent? No.
No, he's not. He
he's
doesn't
got to
do
be made.
that jumps off the radar. That'd be like, oh, he's a He's a good player on specific levels, but not
Well,
great.
well, here's the thing. To me, I'm gonna be honest with you. Bronny is the average college player right now.
I'm about to say he alright to
I
me. He
Right.
not even, I don't even
Like
say good. He
when
alright.
you go, they were talking about his jumping ability and stuff. Every kid in college has a 35-inch vertical or something like that.
and
You know,
must shoot.
so that's not nothing special. And he's only 6'2". That's
Right.
not special. So he is the epitome of uh my dad works here, so I'm hired here. And that's okay. There's nothing
Yeah.
wrong with that, right? People have been doing it for forever. So
Right.
there's nothing wrong with it, but the expectation that Bronny was going to come in and he's going to be this star and he's going to take over when LeBron leaves, stop the cap.
Yeah, nah. Whoever was
Stop it.
smoking some good weed.
Stop it. So, but here's
Yeah.
the problem though. He's not even playing well in the G League.
Yeah,
So it's not funny, but it's like, dang, like what were you all's expectations for him to, you got guys in the G League that score 30 a night,
Yeah.
right?
right,
And then they have to come and sit on the NBA bench at the end of the bench and score 2 or 3 points.
right.
So you think that he's going to be able to score 2 or 3 points when he can't even score 2 or 3 points in the G League?
He's in the developmental space, and I think that's why one of the reasons why the Lakers went after the what was it, the not the UConn coach, the what was the coach that won the championship, Ken, in college football? I mean, not football, basketball. Who won it in the NCAA tournament
You talking
last
about the coach they have right now?
year? Yeah, what was his name?
I forget his name, but I know. I
And
don't know why I can't think of his name right now.
wanted him to come over. They were reaching for him because it's about development for Bronny, right?
Yeah, but here's the thing, man.
They building it around Bronny, and they really shouldn't.
There's not that much development in the world, right?
No,
Like guys are who they are. Like you're gonna get better. You're gonna define your skills and things of that nature.
there's
And
a
yeah, he
bar.
has a genetic advantage. But listen, these guys are who they are, man. Like
Right.
he's gonna be a role player at best. You know what I'm saying? And there's nothing wrong with that to be able to be a role player in this league
And
because
10 years, 10, 12 years.
when you look at, okay, say for example, when you look at Doc Rivers' son when he came out, right? Doc Rivers' son was better than Bronny is.
Was a top prospect coming out too.
Yeah. So I mean, they have those type of expectations for Bronny, and it's unfair to him because
It's very unfair.
he didn't have those accolades that Rivers had. You know what I'm
I
saying? Coming out
He
of
doesn't
school.
even get to write his own narrative for who he is now, who he's to become, and where he's gonna go. Like it's
No.
literally this is set up for him because his dad, and this is what we expect from you, and it's not happening, and that's
Yeah.
why they got him, and they shouldn't have went for him because they could have saved the money and waited for his brother.
Well, here's the thing. I ain't gonna lie to you. The Lakers might have the steal of the draft in Dalton Connect though.
oh yeah, that's
Oh
Um,
man,
yeah,
they might have the steal of the draft with Dalton Connect, but I think Bronny is gonna be fine, of course, in life because of who his dad is
of
and what
course,
what he's been able to do, and the fact that he's even able to play basketball at this level with the health problem that he's had is, saying
yeah,
outstanding for him to be able to do that. And I've always been a Bronny fan, cheering for him and hoping that they succeed. I've also been a person who's told people countless times that Bryce is a better basketball player than
right.
Bronny is. So my expectations for Bryce are a lot higher than Bronny's. But yeah, I just the
Oh,
struggles, man, the struggles.
brother is taller than you.
say that
Uh,
again.
I said, isn't that cold though when your younger brother is taller than you?
Not really. I'm taller than all my older siblings.
yeah, that happens a lot. Like
I'm
the
like,
baby,
Dang.
they
I'm
save they
the
save the
tallest.
yeah, they save the best for last.
Yeah,
So
I'm taller than. So yeah.
yeah. Well, your brother's pretty short, so yeah.
Yeah.
All right, but speaking of struggles, man, what the heck is going on with his daddy? Golly,
Them
Oh, I
gold.
know.
I said that man for his last. Now I don't know if they play tonight or not. I hadn't looked, but for
Nah,
the
they are.
for the last few games, what 10 games or something like that.
Over,
His
over
last 23-point attempts, he is 0 for 20.
them old legs, bro.
0
He,
for
he's
20.
not turning 40. He is
I
40.
mean, okay, let's not. A couple more games, we'll say that, but maybe that probably is the case, but not as soon as he don't hit it, we like, dang, it's the knees.
No, he needs to rest. He can't. I listen. JJ came in with the idea: shoot more threes. I want you to shoot more. Yada yada yada. All of that, and then play the 82 games, bruh. Like, no, LeBron should not be trying to shoot for playing 82 games, and nor should he be shooting 20 plus, almost 28, almost 30 shots a game at 40 years old. He should be at a safe range. He's 40. He can get a bucket easy down low on the post against just about anybody still.
Yeah, for
Why would
sure.
you want him jacking up threes? He already won the scoring title. He's already,
Do you think that he's chasing ghosts? Because that's the narrative right now.
of
Like,
course, it ain't
why are
nothing else.
you still doing what you're doing and you've done everything that
I
you could
think so.
possibly do?
I
You're
think so.
chasing ghosts at
Nothing
this
else
point.
accomplished. The only thing it does now is his stats go down. Now, for the first time in your career, you're 0-24 from three. That's really all it is. It's we all know Father Time is undefeated. We all know from here on out it's a decline. We're not gonna see 50-point Braun on several occasions anymore throughout the course of an 82 game regular season. It's just unrealistic. Now he's superhuman. He's doing some amazing things, right? But he's 40.
Yeah. Yeah,
Them
that's
legs,
all.
can them legs on that jumper when when them things start to go out on you, bro, like that lift ain't no more. Hey, it is what it is.
Yeah, your legs is one of the first things to go. Like, you can shoot all day with all that jump shot. Your jump shot turned into a shot. Your jump shot turned into a set shot. You know what I'm saying? After a while. But yeah, nah, I mean, you can look at the games if you watch the Lakers play. Of course, he doesn't have the spring and the bounce that he used to. Is your body is gonna tell you when it's time to go. And unfortunately, for a lot of our legends, their competitive nature keeps them going past where they probably should have. You know what I'm saying? And now Braun's in the dangerous territory for his legacy wise, because he's in that Michael Jordan Wizards territory where he's starting to do things that are tarnishing his legacy. And
Yeah.
we all know 10, 20 years from now, these kids are going to be looking back saying Braun was trash when he played for the Lakers.
Amen. Now that's for sure. Like, kids only know what the last thing that was in front of them. So
Right.
you got to be careful with your brand, your legacy, and how you trying to go out. You got to
Yeah.
be careful.
I
Yeah.
I hope he doesn't. I hope he doesn't try to play. I mean, to like 42, 44, 45. You get what I'm saying? Then we just see this constant decline, decline, decline. I
Yeah.
honestly hope he goes out as that 20 point per game score, 48%, good assists, good rebounds, and he walks away from the game like
He
still.
needs to make an announcement that he's going to retire at the All Star break. Let it be his last All Star. Get his farewell tour, and call it a career. Because if not, you're gonna see a whole bunch of posters of LeBron getting dunked on in the next few years that he's trying to play. And
Already tired.
The image in my head is
I'm
sad.
telling you,
Like, I already got a couple in
there's
my head.
already quite a few out there this
Yeah.
year. I think 3 or 4 that I can recall, and the one from the summertime. Oh my God,
Them young
when he
bulls coming after him, man.
when he got dunked on in the Olympics. Oh my God. Like, that guy plays for the Philadelphia 76ers now. So you have a guy
Yeah.
in the league who put Braun on a poster, you know what I'm saying? So it's going to be a narrative driven thing where it's going to start his legacy is going to start taking some hits.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think he needs to just wrap it up, wrapping it
Yes.
up.
I do. I think, like I told people, when people claim like this ain't his last year, I'm like, yes, it is.
It should be.
I think it should be.
Should
I
I
be.
mean,
think so.
I'll say if this ain't his last year, maybe next year, but I would say his shit.
Maybe if this ain't his last year, next year better be his last year.
I mean,
Because
Yeah, I
I hope
think he stayed in there for Bronny.
I'm
He
telling you,
got it.
anything beyond next year is going to be disastrous.
Yeah, absolutely horrible. Like,
Barring him going to a contender and just riding the coattails of somebody else, which I don't see him doing.
right.
nah.
He might as well just wrap it up and end it with the Lakers and go down as, what I'm saying, one of the greatest, if not the greatest in a lot of people's eyes, but also a Laker great. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
You don't want to tarnish that legacy in that uniform for yourself either.
Facts. I agree.
So, all
Time to
right.
wrap.
All right, so one more topic for the NBA. Right before we came on, I saw a notification pop up that the Rockets and the Mavericks are interested in Jimmy Butler. So I just wanted to ask you all that for a second. Like, Jimmy Butler, we know he is a great two-way player. He's not who he was. He's getting, long in the tooth, as the people say. He's an older player now, but he can
30,
still
Long in it,
he
too.
37. How old is he now? How old is
35, 36, I think. So he can still give, a team
Yeah.
some good minutes and some good play. So Benji, Rockets, Mavs, which team do you see him going to if he happens to, want to leave the Heat?
I would say the smartest decision because the Rockets ain't really ready to compete for much. Right now they're a young team. He can be very influential over there, but Jimmy B likes to rub young cats the wrong way, so to speak, because of his. He got the dog. I would say, man, it would be a dope fit for him to go to the Mavs. They got Clay. I mean, I know Clay's a little older. He ain't, you know, younger Clay. They got Kai. They got PJ Washington. They got Luca. And if you are somehow able to add a Jimmy Butler who would kind of, be still a defender, kind of give you an edge on the team type of thing, I would say I would push for the Mavs to do it. Now, what the Mavs have in pieces to get him, I don't know. But I would go to the Mavs if I was him.
Yeah, I think that's a no-brainer. The Mavs would be a
Yeah.
great fit for him with the roster that they have. I ain't gonna lie to you. I mean, I have the Mavs pretty high, making a deep run again into the playoffs, to the finals. I'm not sure about that, but adding
Yeah.
Jimmy Butler would pencil them in the finals,
Yeah.
because if they're able to keep, PJ Washington, and I know
Mm.
they might lose a couple of the young guys that they have in a sign and trade or something like that, or a trade, you
Maybe a
know,
lot, something like
yeah,
that.
they might. But if they can keep Lively or Gafford and won't lose both of those bigs and have PJ Washington and still keep Kyrie, Luca, and Clay, you got something.
And
Yeah,
I'm
You
I'm not
got
even gonna
something.
lie. It look sound good too. Like I see the Mavs for sure.
Yeah, because the Rockets, like Benji said, the Mavs are on win now mode right now. They
Oh
trying
yeah.
to win right now because they
Yeah.
still trying to piggyback off of the success that they had last year. And the Rockets have a young squad, and they just trying to
They
they
build
just
it.
trying to be successful. They just trying to compete. So if for Jimmy, I don't think that's the right environment for him, because he gonna
No.
go there and, like Benji said, he gonna say something wild to them young cats and maybe to the coach too.
and they already got a couple bulls over there in H Town anyway. They're kind of setting their mark. But yeah, but who else could you, if you were a team and you were looking at a Jimmy Butler aside from Houston and Dallas, if you could add a Jimmy Butler, who would that team be for you?
I I think him going to any team, he's going to add value to it, because there's not a lot of two-way players in the league anymore. There's not a lot of guys who can give you that much on both sides of the
Yeah.
ball, right? So he's going to add value to anybody you put anywhere you put him. He's going to add value to that team. Um,
Especially team.
so the only other team that comes to my mind that has a similar kind of dog mentality is Sacramento. Sacramento has a dog mentality, and I really like Sabonis. I really
Yeah,
like him, and I really think that team is probably just one piece away from being really successful like they could be with that young squad that they got.
If he could find his way to the Grizzlies somehow, that might be
Him and John, I don't know, man. I don't
Now,
know. I don't know about that.
huh?
I don't know about that,
Yeah, I don't
man.
know.
I don't know about that.
you
I don't know
know,
about him and Job, man. I don't know how that's gonna work out. So I don't know.
that instant clash, huh?
Yeah, Job like
Yeah,
guns, so
I
nah.
don't know about instant, but it's gonna be some clash.
Yeah, it's
Like,
definitely gonna be some clash. So I don't know about that one, but yeah. So what I'm saying, look out for that in the NBA. You know what I'm saying, is in full flow. Y'all check out them games, and we definitely will be talking about the NBA. At some point in 2025, you know what I'm saying, when it gets more toward All-Star break or something like that, we'll come back and chop it up about the NBA and where they at that point.
yes,
But last but not least, we want to hit the NFL. First thing I want to talk about in the NFL, man, is something that just happened this past weekend that really bothered me, and it really irritated my soul, man. I don't know if y'all saw the late hit on Trevor Lawrence.
yeah,
And this guy Aziz Al Shar, he's had some other instances where they said that he made some dirty plays, or they called quote unquote dirty plays, and he issued the apology to Trevor. So I didn't see the game. I saw the hit in passing. I really didn't get a chance to go look at it, but I went and looked at the footage multiple times from multiple different angles, and I tell people all the time how hard it is for you as a football player to slow up, to
Hmm.
try to deliberately target or hit a certain area on a person. It's pretty near impossible. And the thing that irritates me about this play was, if you look at the play, it's bang bang, but Trevor Lawrence slides late.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
slides very late.
trying
And
to get
when you
down.
yeah, trying to get the first down. So as a defender, I have to make a decision to whether I'm just gonna let you get this first down, or I'm gonna try to make a tackle on you. So
Right.
if I try to make the tackle and I drop my shoulder to make the tackle and you slide under me, yeah, I'm gonna hit you high,
yeah.
right?
That's the only place I can hit is
Like,
high.
I watched it a ton of times, and I just was. Let me watch it again. Like, let me watch it
So this
again.
man got
Like,
suspended for 3 games for that.
That's
yeah,
the
like I just you
trash part.
come on. It's like you doing 90 and all of a sudden like something jump in front of you. Like you're not gonna be able to fully stop your full momentum.
Nah,
Like as much as you even try. Like you can't. It's not gonna happen. So it's the same like physics and momentum and just movement. Like they should come on. Like that it wasn't on purpose. It wasn't no dirty. Like it's messed up.
I think when a quarterback runs like that, they should be considered a runner.
They should
Or
They should
because
consider
be
they are.
Yeah, they should be considered a runner just like anybody else. And if
that's
But you
they
see,
slide, they need to slide well before they make contact, because if they slide late like that, the person that's doing the tackling shouldn't be, what I'm saying, subject to,
he's
what I'm
doing
saying,
his job,
yeah,
what
because
he's
he still
paid to
has to
be
do his
doing on
job. Yeah,
defense to do whoever got the ball.
facts.
So, but I've watched it where defenders have been like, to the quarterback, and when he's running or something like, no, 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 you running, you got that ball, you going, you should be hit.
But see, the moment you slow up to try to make a tackle or something, some of these quarterbacks like a Josh Allen, the big guys, and they'll mess around and
fact.
run you over,
Sure.
and you trying
Trevor
to
Lawrence
slow up.
6'6", by the way. He's not that much. He's build. He's smaller than a Josh Allen, who's 6'6", 6'7", but he ain't no small dude. He's 6'6", 200 and some pounds, 220. He's not a small dude. So you got Trevor Lawrence coming at you off a bootleg or whatever it is, and he's wide open. It's clearly it's the NFL protecting its biggest assets. That's
The
really
quarterback.
the
Well,
quarter.
some of them. We're not gonna get into all that, but some of them, because
And
some
they
of them
protect
are,
Mahomes the most.
yeah, some of them are credited as being runners, and we
Yeah,
see that all too often because of the way they get hit and no flag goes up.
fact.
Yeah.
But we
Yeah.
ain't gonna talk about that today. We ain't
Well,
gonna jump into that.
they trying to say that strategically they put him out 3 games on purpose so he won't be around to hurt their precious Mahomes.
That
Hey,
might be. You know what? with the way the NFL is set up, I wouldn't be surprised. I would not be surprised at all.
Facts.
Yeah. Well, we got some good news though for Trisha Michelle. You know what I'm saying on the next subject. Next subject is this young man right here, man. Listen,
Woo!
this
Oh,
guy. We're not even talking about the backwards hurdle. That was something that an
This
alien would do,
this
right?
guy in general.
He has been, uh, to me, the biggest acquisition of the offseason. I
I
kind
agree.
of knew it when I felt like, because we know what type of player that he could be when he was with the
Mm-hmm.
Giants, but the Giants was just so sorry. And I think he kind of just didn't have that fire up on them, right? Come
He
to a
ain't had
new
nobody
org
blocking for him either. Nothing.
with
He
that, but he come to a new organization, new life, new blood, new start. You know what I'm saying? With guys who really want to win. And man, he's playing lights out. He's actually on pace to
Yeah.
break Eric Dickerson's record. That was from back in 1984.
That's,
Hey, Buddy is going crazy, and I'm so glad we got him.
Yeah, because here's the
shout
crazy.
shout
Here's
out
the
to the Giants for messing up.
big
I,
That was
time. Well, they messed up twice because they let him walk, and then wind up the guy that they kept and paid all the money to. They wind up cutting him,
yep,
Daniel Jones. So that's they taking a lot of L's.
double hit.
They taking a lot of L's on and off the field.
but
Stupid.
Saquon is having the impact that Christian McCaffrey had when he first went to the Niners those first couple years. Like
That's
he's
true.
balling.
That's true.
Like so,
Yeah,
if he wins MVP this year, I mean, it would totally be justified.
he just
Yeah.
adds so much more to the team too, off the field. Just the way he is, just So I love it for us because we also needed that. We had problems off the field last year, so he brings in a good spirit, good team spirit, togetherness, and bringing them back to a little brotherhood there. So I like it.
And the
Yeah.
crazy part is, I know the Eagles are in our division, so but to me, I tell people all the time I love football before I love any team.
Hmm.
I love the game, so I appreciate what how the Eagles organization has been getting free agents. Like, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, I look at that, I'm like, Jerry, what
Um,
you doing, dog? Like, you letting them get all the players. You letting Washington get all the players.
Man, I was surprised you guys didn't pick up any. And when y'all just nobody. I was
But
like,
here's the
Derrick,
crazy part. Jerry said he was all in and
I
he
was
ain't done nothing.
gonna get Derrick Henry. I was sure of that.
Well, see, here's the thing. That's why I was just going to show this graphic. Look who's in the race at the top of the league for
right.
rushing yards. These two guys. One guy we could have had, but we chose not to, and the other guys in our division. And when we played, he killed us, and he's probably going to kill us a second time when we play him. But it's crazy that these two guys are vying for the rushing title right now, and Eric Dickerson posted, "Hey man, 2105 is the yards you got to get. Go get it."
Go get.
So I'm interested to see what's gonna happen. I mean, there's a lot of records that are out there, and a lot of people have come close, and it's gonna take some games. It's gonna take some big games from Saquon Barkley to actually get that record.
I
But
Yeah.
don't.
the fact that
I,
he's on pace is crazy.
I don't think he'll get it because I think the Eagles are pretty much going to solidify themselves before the last two games of the year, and they're going to kind of be meaningless games. So I don't think they're going to risk putting Saquon out there compared to the playoffs or him getting the rushing record. So I don't think he'll get it, but it won't be no doubt that he could have got it for sure.
And I don't even think if it's them wanting to play him or not. I
Yeah.
think Saquon, just from watching footage of him before, when he had a chance to break some
Yeah,
records, I think it was a year before last, and he decided just to sit on the sideline and
yeah,
let some other guys play.
That's
Like
just
that's
that's
the
what I
type of guy
mean.
he is, right?
That's what I mean about him off
So
the field.
yeah,
Like
he's a team guy. So
yes.
he's gonna do what's best for the team. So the record is there, but I don't think it's as big as a deal to him as it is to everybody else,
right. I agree.
right? Because I know he wants a championship. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Forget that record. He wants a ring. He wants a
Especially
Super Bowl
coming
ring.
somewhere where you appreciate it, love, you happy now. Like if a record comes, it comes. But just championship and just being somewhere where you matter now, I know means so much more right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And speaking of being somewhere that matters, we're gonna close out with this guy, man. I saved the best for last, man, because this is outstanding. I have never seen anything like this in professional football. Boom. Mike Tomlin, dude.
Yeah.
18 straight seasons without a losing record. To some, that might not mean a whole lot because
That's
unless it equals championships, a lot of people don't look at that and hold it highly. But
That's everybody's
18
favorite thing to say.
straight seasons, the from he's been that coach for 18 years. So that means since he's been there, they haven't had a losing season at all.
Now
that.
look, he with the stats show like that's crazy. That's insane.
Now, here's something that's interesting though too. You know, the Miami Dolphins had a chance to hire Mike Tomlin, and you know what they said? They said he was too hip hop.
Well, and
But then they got
it
oh
might
boy
be
that's trying to be super hip hop now.
Yeah,
well,
this
well, but
crazy,
you
right?
gotta take into context. 18 years. That's a
Right,
long time ago. That's almost two
right,
decades ago. Things were
That's true.
way
That's
different.
true.
Things
That's
were
right.
true.
way different then.
True.
So,
True.
at that point, he just didn't fit that environment. And I agree with what Miami
Yeah.
had at that point. He went to Pittsburgh, and Pittsburgh has been the best fit for him.
Facts.
And that team always embodies his mentality. And,
Yeah.
you can tell that that team gets behind him as a coach and they play for him and they love him as a person, you know what I'm saying, and a coach. So I give Pittsburgh Steelers, fans a hard time here and there, but that organization is a top of the line organization in my eyes.
Yeah.
And how they've treated him, especially as a black coach, is second to none, man. And my hats off to him and what I'm saying, those accomplishments because that goes to show you that, what I'm saying, a lot of black coaches don't get the opportunities that they deserve, but they gave him a shot and it's paid off for them tremendously.
For
That is a
sure.
fact. I agree, especially the Steelers organization. I always consider them a top-notch organization. Of course, they have 6 Super Bowls. So
Yeah, they know a little bit about winning, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, shout out to them, man, and continue to enjoy this NFL football season because before you know it, it's coming to a close. Football season has flown by.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? We're kind of at the halfway point now with the NFL, and
man,
then with high schools are in playoffs now. College is going into bowl season and playoffs in the next few weeks. So yeah, just enjoy the rest of this football season, man, because I'm telling you, as time goes on, the climate and the way that the game is played is going to be changing. So many new rules are being introduced every year. So
I'm
who
aware.
knows how long this brand of football that we're watching is going to be available. Before you know it, they're going to be playing flag football
flag
at the
ball.
pro level.
Oh Lord,
I'm
don't
telling
do
you.
it.
We'll, we'll see how long the Guardian Caps can hold off flag football behavior. So we'll see. We'll see if the Guardian Caps help us out.
AKA the bobbleheads.
The Bible.
All right, y'all. We've enjoyed talking a little bit of sports today, talking the hot topics. We enjoyed coming on live again. Like I said, we were out last week with Thanksgiving holiday. So much going on. We
Mhm.
appreciate your patience with us. We appreciate, what I'm saying, the time you spent with us today. Before we get up out of here, y'all already know we got to check and see what our people have to say and let you know where to find them on social media before we get up out of here. Trisha Michelle, talk to the people, let them know something.
Don't become no random Eagles fan. Let me tell y'all. Let me tell y'all out here, all right? We ain't hurting for fans. Just watch us. But I know I ain't gonna lie, I'm proud. I'm proud of where my team is at right now. Because y'all remember when we did our episode prior to the season starting and we, kind of chimed in on where we thought our teams were gonna be with wins and losses. I definitely think I said 7. And we're at 9. So 9 still right here. So yo, we doing it. So don't be mad at the Eagles. We flying right now. But outside of that, I mean, I ain't got too much to say about anything else in life besides watching my team. And you can find me on Instagram and where else? Facebook, TikTok, wherever. Trisha Michelle _TM right there. That's where you can find me. And then, of course, if you're not on here watching us in the Fiyah Session and subscribe here, then like, what are you doing?
Facts.
So go here first.
Facts. Benji Banks, the man, the brand. Talk to the people, my guy.
Man, listen, man. The Niners struggling, man. It's been a whole bunch going on, man. It's been a whole bunch. Listen, I was sure it was running back, but it's been hectic, man. Trent Williams lost his baby.
Oh man, yeah, I saw that.
Oh man, yeah.
Born. Travarius Ward lost his baby. Ricky Pearsall got shot in the chest. CMC been hurt all year. Brandon Ayuk goes out the entire year. Hufanga hurt. Like, it's just been crazy. So, with that being said, I thought my team would be back in the Super Bowl, but it looks like we're going to be high in the draft again. But that's okay. You know what I'm saying? We'll reboot it and we'll come back, you know what I'm saying, next year or whatever it is, you know. But other than that, man, y'all know where to, you know, find us at. Fiyah Session. Find me on social media, Benji Banks, Instagram, Facebook, all that good stuff. Come holler at us. Continue to check us out.
Facts. Well, y'all already know y'all can catch Big Ken on Fire on all social media platforms. Just type it in as you see it on the screen. If you're on Facebook, you can just type in Big Ken and I'll pop right up. Follow me on there as well. You can follow the Fiyah Session on all social media platforms. Just type in FIYAH, just like it's on my chain right here, man. FIYAH, and we'll pop right up. Go ahead and make sure you go to YouTube, like and subscribe the channel, and make sure you hit the little bell notification so that every time we go live and every time we post new content, you get it first. Also, check us out on TikTok as well. TikTok is moving a little bit, doing a little bit of numbers. People are starting to enjoy the content, enjoy the clips, especially the clip with Trisha Michelle saying she rides with no music in the car. Yeah, so y'all check us out on all social media platforms. We appreciate the love and the support, y'all. Y'all be safe. We'll see y'all back next Tuesday with another live episode. In the meantime, check us out on all social media platforms. Like, subscribe, follow, and don't miss another episode. We love y'all. We appreciate y'all. Fiyah Session. Peace.
Deuces.
Thank you for tuning in. Please make sure you follow us on all social media platforms.